for me to be here today with our incredible Attorney General and soon-to-be Governor, Andrew Cuomo. We are just over 1 week away from the general election, and so many of us know this election is crucial, and as Democrats, we have to be there at the polling places. There are extraordinary challenges to face. We have to restore our faith in government and get New Yorkers back to work. That's why we need Andrew Cuomo. He not only recognizes these problems, he knows how to fix the problems. And most importantly, he has that experience, that know-how, and independence to get the job done. He has taken on the corrupt politicians from both parties. He has achieved landmark reforms to decrease the size of local government, and he has stood up to the biggest interests, from the banks on Wall Street to our health insurance companies, all to make sure that New Yorkers like you and me get the justice that we deserve. With Andrew as our governor, we will get the state of New York back to where it belongs. We are thrilled to have Andrew Cuomo here today, and I want you to give him the biggest message. We will go out on November 2nd and cast our vote for him. Next week, on Tuesday, November 2nd, where will the Democrats of Oneida County be? At the polls, voting for the Cuomo-Duffy team and all of us here on the dais. Correct? Now please help me give a warm welcome to Utica Councilman Jerome McKenzie, who will introduce our next speaker. Thank you.
What's up, Mohawk Valley? First of all, you all look beautiful. Boy, I'm excited about this. This is really, it feels really good to see everybody out here. So many familiar faces here today. And I can't even, but I will reiterate the fact that we have a very special guest. We're so blessed to have him here with us today, you know, because he's someone who understands who we are, and someone we need this person for state government, and he understands how it's going to all work for us. You know, the good thing I like about Andrew is that he's already been on the front lines. You know, he's not just a leader with a bunch of great ideas. You know, he's a leader with an outstanding record. He understands what we're going through, and he understands how to make it work for us. You know, his priorities are right in line with the ones that we all share here when we talk about cleaning up the government, when we talk about creating new jobs, and when we talk about getting our state back on track. That's why we need a strong person in that governor's mansion right now. We need a partner who's going to help us continue to revitalize our city. When I think about the city of Utica, we need a person that's going to lead the charge for economic development plans and tie our job training with the jobs for the future. And make sure that our, because this is going to make sure that the young people that we cultivate have an opportunity to succeed and decide to succeed right here in our valley, right here in our county, right here in our city. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be some real challenges, and that's why we need a real strong leader, and I believe Andrew is that strong leader. I believe he will provide that strong leadership. And I believe that with the leadership, with the ties, with the communications that we have with Andrew in the governor's mansion, I know that we're going to overcome the challenges that we face right now. One of the biggest things that I like to communicate to you is that the excitement and the enthusiasm that we feel in this room, it can't just stay in this room. What we absolutely must do, we absolutely must go into our communities, into our associate circles, and we must tell everyone that we know that's not in this room that it is absolutely important that they get out there and that they utilize their right and they exercise their vote, that they show the enthusiasm to vote, and that we admonish everyone in our family and our associate circle to get out there, get to those polls on November 2nd, and rock that vote is what we need to do. Tell them real quick, no vote, no voice, no choice. We have to do that. So with that, what I'd like to do is introduce to you a person who's fast becoming a friend. He was an acquaintance for a long time, but now getting to work with him and conversate with him and just brush my wits with him, he's becoming a good friend of mine. I'd like to introduce you to our great Congressman, Mr. Mike Warkiri.
Thank you for hosting us, you and our brothers and sisters at the UFCW and all the friends of labor. Thank you for being here, taking time from your very busy schedules to be at what is a very, very, I think, important rally, not just for us here in Oneida County, but I think for all of New York. You know, I've had the good fortune of knowing Andrew Cuomo for quite a long time. I think we first met back in 1982 when we were working on this other governor's race together down in New York City. Some of you may remember that race. And Andrew, we were both law students back then. And from the moment that I met him, you could tell that he was going to do great things in his time. And he certainly has. And I think that the things that he has and the diversity of the things that he has done really, better than anything else, show why he is perfect for governor, why he's necessary for governor. He's been the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. He's seen what's needed in our cities to make sure that our cities stay strong and vibrant. And that you can't build cities from the outside in. You need to build the cities and strengthen our cities from the inside out. He understands that firsthand, not just from what happened here in New York, but around the country. And he served in private practice. He knows what it's like for a small business, what it takes for a small business to run, what it takes to pay taxes, to make sure that your people are working and they get paid every week. That is absolutely critical. That's the kind of knowledge that we need in the governor's mansion. And as Attorney General, he is the kind of person that we can count on to do the right thing. Not the politically smart thing, but the right thing. That's the kind of man that we need serving as our governor. I've had a great opportunity to work with him on many, many projects, and everything that he does is done the right way. And he thinks about it, he's thoughtful, and he's the kind of person that you know you can be proud of. I can't tell you how happy I am to be able to stand up on stage with my gubernatorial candidate and say, I support him, he is the best person, he is the best person for New York. Not every candidate for Congress in this district can do that. I can do that because Andrew Cuomo is the kind of me say this a number of times in my campaign, and I think it pales in comparison to how significant it is in our state race for governor. They talk about all the things that are wrong, but they don't understand what needs to be done to make it right. Not only don't they understand, they don't have the vision, they don't have the ideas, they don't have anything at all to know what it takes to make it right. They're totally devoid of the creativity and ideas that it takes to run this state and move us forward in the right direction. We can either stand still or we can move forward. And the way we will move forward is electing Andrew Cuomo governor of New York.
It is such a pleasure for me to be back. I have such good memories. 4 years ago, I was running for Attorney General, and I didn't know what was going to happen. And I was here, I was in this room, I was with many of you, and it is a good luck charm because we won big there, and we're going to win again next week. I'm so excited to be able to get to Albany with Rowan and do all the great work that we're going to do together. It's been a long time coming. And Jerome McKenzie, you're right. We're going to work together. We're going to be there. Your Congressman Michael Arcuri, I can't tell you how important it is that Michael is in Washington for us. I spent 8 years in Washington during the Clinton administration, and we need him in Washington. Now, you know how dynamic he is, and charming he is, and good-looking he is. He's a good-looking son. And how good he's been for the district. Selfishly, as the next governor, I need him there. Why? Because New York needs help from the next administration. New York needs... We need someone who can work with this federal administration and bring the bacon back for the state of New York. Michael can do that. He can be a partner, he can be a liaison between this state government and the federal administration, because the federal administration has to understand for this state to flourish, we're going to have to do it together, and we need Michael making that case. Are we going to get him back there? And I can't tell you how excited I am about the possibility. You know, there's an old expression, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Fannie Lou Hamer, right? Well, the people of New York are sick and tired of being sick and tired, especially the people in upstate New York. We're sick and tired of seeing young people leave upstate New York because there's no future, so that we drive them to the airport to get on a plane to seek their future elsewhere. We're sick and tired of opening the newspaper and reading about a state government that we are embarrassed about. We are sick and tired of paying property taxes that have been going through the roof. We're sick and tired of seeing jobs leave upstate New York. We're sick and tired of seeing other places prosper and the state of New York being left further and further behind. We're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and it's going to be over this coming January because it's time for the state to move forward. It's time for the state to the entire state once again. We're going to start by cleaning up Albany and giving us a state government that we can be proud of, a state government that represents the people of this state and not the lobbyists and not the donors and not the political parties, but represents the people. We're going to start by getting this state's fiscal house in order. The answer can't always be by government, more money, more money, more money, more taxes, more taxes, more taxes. The answer can't be government's going to put its hand in your pocket to pay its bill. This government has to learn that it's time for efficiencies and economies of scale, the same way every family in this state has had to tighten their belt. The same way every business in this state has had to tighten its belt. This state government has to learn, with all its 1,000 agencies and authorities, that we have to figure out how to do more with less as a state government and reduce taxes, not increase taxes. We have over 10,000, you should have clapped for that. We have over 10,500 local governments in this state. You wonder why property taxes keep going up and up and up? Because it's the towns, the villages, the lighting district, the water district, the sewer district, the special district, just in case you missed any of the other districts. We can't afford it anymore. And we're going to have to find efficiencies and consolidations to bring those property taxes down also. And that is how we're going to do what is job one: creating jobs, growing jobs, keeping jobs, and making sure New Yorkers have good jobs. What makes New York the Empire State? A thriving private sector with good jobs. We are going to do it. I know we are going to do it, and I know we're going to be successful on Election Day. And the closer we get to Election Day, the clearer this election is becoming. And the clearer the election is becoming, the better we look. That's what's happening, and you can feel it happening. When Michael was talking about how the other side is ashamed to get up and talk about their campaign and what they believe and what they're doing. I don't blame them. I mean, look at my opponent and what he is saying. Just look at what their ticket has become all about. They are getting more and more extreme every day. The more they talk, the better we look. Because what has happened is, as the campaign has gone on, they've had to explain who they are and what they believe and what positions they have. It wasn't just enough to talk about emotion. They actually had to explain what they would do if they won. And the more they talk, the more they're frightening the people of this state. Because this is an extremist, and divisive agenda. It is extremist and it is divisive. Just listen to what they've been saying. No woman's right to choose, even in a case of rape or incest. Even in cases of rape or incest. In terms of immigration policy, there should be a public referendum to allow the police to racially profile people who are on the street and stop people as a basis of racial profiling. If we have a public referendum and you are allowed to stop people who look like an immigrant, I'm the first person they stop on the street. What do they want to do with people who happen to be on welfare, happen to be on AFDC? Typically families, young women with children. They want to set up work camps on retrofitted state prisons to teach people life skills and hygiene. What do they want to do with young children in failing public schools, inner city failing schools? They want to take them out of the school and take them out of the house and bring them to state boarding schools to be reconditioned, is the expression. That's what they are talking about. Racist emails, sexist emails, extremist positions, and divisive positions. See, what they were trying to do was divide us. Why? Because the economy is tight and people are anxious and people are scared. So they thought they could divide us. They thought they could divide us upstate from downstate. They thought they could divide us black from white. They thought they could divide us gay from straight. But they were wrong, my friends, because they didn't really know who we are. We are New Yorkers. What they didn't get is you can't divide us as New Yorkers. It's been tried before. It doesn't work. Even when we're angry, even when we're scared, you're not going to divide us. Even when we're anxious, you're not going to divide us. Because this is the great state of New York. And we believe in community. And we believe in commonality. And we celebrate our diversity. And we celebrate our togetherness. And we focus more on what brings us together than what drives us apart. It's the state of unity and community and family and tolerance. That's what we believe. And on November 2nd, this state is going to stand up and say division doesn't work and fear doesn't work. We're going to come together and we're going to face these challenges and we're going to do it as one state. because that's what made us great in the first place. It's what's going to make us great again. That's what Michael is about. That's what Roanne is about. That's what my campaign is about. That's what you have to make a reality on Election Day. And it's going to happen because you make it happen. It's going to happen because you bring the energy. Don't take anything for granted. I don't care what these polls say, 100 points, 200. It doesn't mean anything. The old adage is right. There's only one poll that counts. It's the poll on Election Day. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way. We're going to do it with shoe leather and knocking on the door and with phone calls and driving people to the polls, arm in arm with our brothers and sisters.